Good morning, guys. So I'm Joanne Moore and welcome. Today, I wanted to get into the idea of freedom, actually, was where this all began this morning. So I was ironing, and I don't love ironing, but I love the fact that it's like meditative. It's like my body is occupied so that then my mind can go elsewhere. And it's really like meditation for me. But so the first thing I was thinking of was like, okay, so how do I want to feel? And I know I've been asking that question for years, like, how do I want to feel today? And then what can I do to create that feeling? What came up today when I was asking myself with this was why it was like this light bulb went off. Like, if I'm wanting to feel a certain way, it means that there is a lack of that currently in my life. So if I want to feel freedom, it means that there is no freedom. It means that I'm wanting something. I'm wanting an external experience of freedom that's going to make me feel free. Instead, what if I already am free? My belief is that we all start out with these fundamental ways of being that support us. So freedom, love, compassion, contribution, all of that stuff. What if we're already here? So it's kind of like having it in your back pocket, or in the dark recesses of, that corner of your purse where somehow all the lint and the gum and the toonies end up. It's like it's already with us. We already have freedom. What is the question then? So if we already are freedom, if my fundamental way of being is freedom, is love, is compassion, then what becomes the question for my day? Like, how do I access that? Oh, I love that. Actually, that just came. So how do I access something that I already am? Well, the first thing is to declare that I am freedom. Therefore, what's next is, how do I want to express that? Rather than looking how to make myself something, how about just already acknowledging that I am that? That is a fundamental part of my being. And now, how can I have fun in expressing that today? So how can I let others see it? How can I let it out today? Rather than, how can I find that? How can I search for that? And somehow there was just like this epiphany of freedom in the ownership that I already am that way. There's nothing lacking. There's nothing lacking, nothing. So if nothing is lacking, then simply, how do I want to express that today? Then that's kind of the fun part. It's like, I'm not going to fill a hole. I am going to share with others what is overflowing from me already. So there's a couple of pieces to that. One is, when we share with others, we really get it for ourselves. That's why when you really want to get something at a deeper level, you teach it, right? This is exactly why I'm on here sharing today, because it's one thing to have an aha moment in your kitchen by yourself, but it doesn't come to light. It doesn't come to the juiciness until you start to share it. So that's why I get on and do these, because I'm sharing and then I get more ahas and it becomes clear for me. The other thing is if we actually declare that I am freedom, I am love, I am compassion, I am whatever it is that I want to feel today, we're declaring that we're already full. We're declaring that I am enough. And if we actually practiced that, that would make a unimaginable difference for our lives. So what happens if we start to teach our kids that? What if we share with our children, rather than how do you want to feel, but how do you want to express your freedom today? How do you want to express your compassion? How do you want to express your love today? Now, there are endless possibilities of how we can express these things. And it's really just bringing to light, shining a light so that others might see, or that we can see ourselves, It's the connection between our spirit, our way of being, who we are essentially as God sees us, and our humanness. It's again that connection between the two. So our expression of who we are is just bringing into our humanness who we fundamentally are. So if we wanted to express freedom, it could be anything from, I'm going to take my sandwich from my office at lunch and take it downstairs to the courtyard, take off my shoes, and connect with nature. It could be, I am going to say hello to people in the grocery line. Freedom could be, I'm going to say no to a project that really doesn't light me up, and I'm going to say yes to one that does. So it's choosing. It's really about making that choice, about expressing ourselves. And the thing is that we squash that expression really early on. So when kids express anger or express anxiety or even express joy, we often shush them. You're being too big, you're being too loud, you're being too much. And as a child, we got the same thing. So we're just kind of repeating. That's the way it works as humans. So what if we let them choose an expression instead of just having it bubble up and over and just kind of exploding unintentionally or unconsciously, but actually teach our kids that they are enough, that they are already perfect and whole and full, and then they can choose how they best want to express that today or in this moment or plan for the future. So my son wants to express contributing to the world. And it looks very different than how my daughter wants to contribute to the world. It's the same fundamental way of being, and how they express it is completely different. And it's fabulous for both of them. But giving them both the opportunity to choose how they express, what their fundamental being is, makes a big difference, I believe. So as we teach them, and they're going to fall. Same with us. Like, we're not used to this. We're not used to thinking that we're enough. We're used to having to fix it or fill a hole or fill something. So we may stumble a little bit. We might not know how to express freedom or how to express compassion or how to express whatever it is that we want to express, but try. So share in the comments below how this impacted you, what came up in my aha moment from today, and who are you fundamentally, and your way of being, and then how would you like to express that today? So share in the comments. I would love to hear from you, because this is how I grow. I am very selfish in this. The more I share, the more I grow, the more the people around me grow, which, just being in these conversations, it really pulls us together as well as pulling us up. So yeah, for very selfish reasons, I'd like to share. So everybody have a fantastic day. I love you. Mwah! And I will see you soon.